What's up, humans? Welcome to a new Psicoactivo. I just got a little video. It's a short clip from the Hell columnist Marik von Rennenkampf. You know him. He used to be at the DoD, and now he's one of the strong arms of the government disclosure movement. He writes some really cool articles with exclusives and all about the topic, and he just got a major interview. One would think that he would get somebody who is friendly to his cause, right? But no, Marik is a journalist at heart. He went out and got Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, and things got a little heated. I'm not gonna lie. He just released a 2-minute clip, and it leaves Sean Kirkpatrick in a really bad place, if you ask me. Marik just confirmed. I'm gonna read you what he said right here. He says, "I spoke with the ex-AARO director Sean Kirkpatrick for over an hour. The full discussion, including Kirkpatrick's thoughts on the UAPDA, will post tomorrow." Kirkpatrick says, "I haven't looked at NASA's Go Fast analysis." What? "And since Gimball was at night, I've reached out of clarity." Holy hell. I'm going to show you guys the clip in a little bit, but tomorrow's interview is going to potentially mark before and after Kirkpatrick's story. If what happened with Brandon Fugal didn't already make people understand and realize that Kirkpatrick shouldn't be part of this discussion, surely this interview will convince everyone who was still on the fence about it. Because I think that Brandon Fugal doubled down with Patrick at Vetted during an interview a few days ago, where he confirmed and double confirmed that Sean did know him. He was part of the leading party of this presentation they had about Skinwalker Ranch and the UFO phenomenon back in 2018. If anything, Kirkpatrick only showed that he really doesn't care about this topic, but he's far from uninformed. Don't be fooled. He is very informed about it, but what he's showing Marik von Rennenkampf in this interview on this small clip, I think is quite damning to his whole place in this conversation. I'm going to show you the clip right now.
Because a lot of that is glare that you're also getting off of the reflection. That's why it's so apparently hot. Because you have to now and do the sun angles off of that.
This was at night, first of all.
Okay, it was at night. That's right. This is the gimbal.
This happened 10 minutes after the Go Fast video, 100, 200, 300 nautical miles off the coast of Florida, and there's no balloon trajectory. We looked at every single possible, there's no plausible within the lines of sight, right? Within the AT FLIR lines of sight, that's the elevation and the azimuth. There's no plausible balloon trajectory within the lines of sight.
But you don't have range. So I don't understand what you mean there's no trajectory in line of sight, because there is one. It was recreated. There's a way to do that where you get.
Love to see that analysis, because I don't think even the likes of Mick West, who spent more time than anybody on this, has found a trajectory that finds this moving in the wind as a balloon 300 miles off the coast of Jacksonville.
Okay, well, I would have.
Well, let's move on. Let's move on. I've got a lot more. Just briefly, quickly on Go Fast.
Okay.
NASA did not account for wind. That's a massive scientific error. And when you account for wind, you get a speed. If you're assuming the range is correct and this object was at 13,000 feet, you get a speed that's closer to 100 knots, 120 miles an hour. That's a pretty stunning error on NASA's part, I think.
Well,
planes don't fly in vacuums, right?
I haven't looked at NASA's analysis.
You have not looked at NASA's analysis. Okay.
Okay, so Man, can't wait for that interview. But yeah, not looking at the whole data from the Go Fast video provided by NASA, that means that Kirkpatrick didn't do his homework. I'm sorry, but that's exactly what it means. And I think that Sean, Dr. Kirkpatrick, if he wrote that AARO report after not looking at the data from the Go Fast video, what else did he ignore? Wouldn't you like to know? I know I would. If any of this is confirmed, then I think that we can safely assume that this AARO report is pure bunk. And we shouldn't be paying attention to, if not most of it, if not all of it, most of it. Because we know that Sean Kirkpatrick was part of AARO when all of this report was being made and the investigations were ongoing. They were speaking to some whistleblowers, which later Von Rennenkampf himself got some quotes from David Grush saying that none of the whistleblowers that he's talking about ever spoke to AARO. And it's 40 of them. And Kirkpatrick claims the opposite, that they did, but they didn't. So this only goes to show and prove that AARO is not a transparent organization, or at least they weren't when Kirkpatrick was there. We know that Miss Susan Go, or Goff, was part of this. She admittedly was the one who commanded Sean Kirkpatrick to do everything he did while directing AARO. So I want to know more about this, and we're going to get some bombshell information during this upcoming interview with Marik and Dr. Kirkpatrick. So can't wait. But I want to hear your guys' opinion about all of this, because what do you think will come out on tomorrow's interview? And do you think that we should already just ignore what Kirkpatrick says about this topic? Because make no mistake, Dr. Kirkpatrick was retired from his government job and then took another job in private corporations for Oak Ridge National Lab. And when he started that job, that's when he started his media tour, when he was trying to debunk even more of this topic and saying that there's a UFO cult managing all of this and trying to persuade people from Congress that the UFO phenomenon is real. But I think what Kirkpatrick fails to mention is that there are so many experiencers, so much data that we can confirm that he purposefully ignored, because he didn't even look at the Go Fast data. There's a lot more that he probably didn't even want to look at. And that attitude only tells us that he potentially had a motive behind it. I don't know what it is. People can assume whatever they want. You guys can tell us in the comments. But it is very interesting that this comes out right now. I know from a great source that is close to everything that's happening that over the next 2 weeks, we're going to get a lot of new information. We're going to get a lot of potentially, I don't know if we can call it that, but we may get finally a smoking gun from that group. They've been teasing it for a while. I think they have been preparing for a while on this. I know that someone has already spoken to one of the bigwigs, perhaps a whistleblower that we don't know about yet, decided to come forward. I don't know what else I can tell you without revealing names or sources, but I think we should be very on the lookout for whatever is going to happen over the next 2 weeks. And remember, people, the day before yesterday, we had Jim Semivan speaking to James Yandoli on Engaging the Phenomenon. Yesterday, we had Tom DeLonge on that interview. I covered that yesterday on yesterday's video. Today, we have this, which is only a short clip of a long interview between Marik and Dr. Kirkpatrick. Things are ramping up. I know that James Fox already finished the voiceover for the program, his documentary, so we have that too. We're only like a month away from the premiere of that documentary. We're like 30 something days away from Lou Elizondo's imminent book. So what do you guys expect will happen over the next couple of weeks, over the next month? Please let us know in the comments. If you like the content you see, like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to leave a couple of links in the description so you can help us in other ways. Donations are always appreciated while this keeps moving forward and the channel keeps growing, because it is growing steadily, and it is because of you guys. So thank you. So let us know what you think about this new information. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.